I've always had this saying that if you can impact one person, or if you can change someone's outlook on something through the art that you create, then it is pretty much worth it to put it on.
So we are announcing today that children of the state will have an extended spring break.
The moment that this all started,
that day was just the worst. I was in theater, 10th bell.
I was at school, like 10th bell, during Mr. Weddle's class.
was when we were sitting in our theater studio class.
We were watching the news.
Paige walked into the room, and we were both just sitting there, and we were like, oh my God.
I didn't even know really what to feel.
I sort of went through every single stage of grief in the course of like 2 days.
I just remember everyone at once being so upset.
I just kind of felt, like the show had died.
Nope, you gotta wait for the windmill dance first. Oh, God.
I mean, I think it was all just about having a hope that we might go back. Everyone knew we wouldn't, but there was just a small part of us that was like, we might go back. We might have a show.
Well, we still thought that there was a chance.
And we did have hope for the show going on. So, I mean, we met like every day and worked really hard to act like we were in person and try to block everything. So we did the best we could for that week.
We were all concerned because we're like, what if we are doing these practices for nothing? Already starting to think about into the future, if we don't go back to school, how could we still put on the show?
As it became clearer and clearer that not only were we not allowed to come back and gather as a small group and have rehearsal or performances, but that we wouldn't be able to have a live audience as well, no matter what we were trying to do. So essentially the big decision came down to two things. Number one, would my students want to do an online version of Man of La Mancha, or would they want to quit and just throw in the towel and say, if we can't do it live, then we shouldn't do it at all? Well, it started with the actors to see if they would even want to be able to continue and to explore this. And through the conversations and through rehearsals, many of them were nervous.
So at the very beginning, when he started bringing it up, I was like, no way. I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, I want to be in person with these people, and I want to sing the songs in person and interact with people.
I don't know, I was a little concerned because I was like, how are we going to pull this off?
But they definitely wanted to do something. So they weren't sure as to what the vision was, and they weren't sure if this was going to be successful, but they were sure that they wanted to work together and do what they could in order to present some form of Man of La Mancha to the public.
But I was also excited that we were still doing a show and that we could still all spend time together.
But the more I thought about it, I was like, why not? Like, we have, first of all, nothing else to do. Like, we have so much time. I want to keep on seeing these people. I don't just want to drop this project and not see these people ever again.
So while I was disappointed that we wouldn't get to do it full out, I was really, really happy to have something to work on.
At that point in the process, the technical students got word that we were moving forward with an online performance and that we were not going to be including them. And so there was a really bad day in Mancha.
A lot of people interpreted is that there was going to be very minimal tech in the show at all, and all of the crews would be doing, a very small, if any, amount of work.
I realized that because you guys were not all together, having physical meetings and conversations with each other as much as you normally do, especially among the crew, the normal communication among the students was not happening. So kids were hearing rumors from somebody who had talked to Chad at the tail end of a rehearsal, but not actually hearing what was happening themselves.
Because so much of technical theater is based on hands-on work that they would have to then give to somebody else, which is obviously not what we're doing in this time. And so we came up with a way for each and every single technical student to be involved, albeit it was going to look a lot different than their original job title. Many students got on board. We had an emergency meeting with both the technical kids and the actors. Both of them lasted about an hour. I cried at both of them. It was a very emotional meeting about moving forward with this musical, because I knew the emotional content and I knew the level of emotions within the students were extraordinarily high, as well as mine, in leading them through this journey that I knew was going to be extraordinarily difficult.
But I decided to stay on because there was something that I could contribute to the show, and it was the build crew aspect of, helping actors with their green screen, which is a simple thing, but it was something to do, and it was still theater, and it still had the same people. And then, I've liked editing, so I said, hey, I can edit, and now that's what I'm doing.
We're not in person with each other, and we're not performing the show as we thought we would to the full extent, but we are trying our best, and I think that's all that matters. So I'm glad we're doing it and we didn't just give up, because I definitely regret it.
I got an email in my inbox, all caps, emergency actor meeting, and I go, are we done?
We're are we having a show still?
I literally thought they were gonna cancel the show.
What happened? Because at this point, I think we had 4 actors quit.
The emergency actor meeting was just we all felt a little bit tense, I think, because it was after a decent amount of the people had quit the show. But in that meeting, Mr. Weddle really just lifted our spirits by telling us, you guys are going to do this, you're going to get through this, and it's going to be a great piece of art. And a lot of the actors just spoke up and all reassured each other that it was the right thing to do, and that we would be there with each other throughout making it, and that it would at least give us an experience to continue to spend time together.
When the Inquisition comes in, we had the prisoners and we had everybody coming in from high above to the left and then coming down. So it would be stage right to stage left.
The filming process was very long, and it was a lot of hard work and logistics and figuring out certain specific details.
So they were long. The filming itself is 13 hours split between 2 days.
We spend hours over a Google Meets call just talking about, all right, this scene, you have to look this way, at this angle, at this person. This person's on this side of you. Oh, you have to cross here, but you can't actually cross. So what are you going to do? So it was just talking about how we can make this work and how we can act together without being together at all.
There's opportunities to just go to the dressing room, our virtual dressing room, and hang out with your friends.
I spent a lot of my time in the dressing rooms just talking to people, which was nice. After so much kind of isolation, and I was dealing with stuff at home, it was really nice.
Our setup was really weird because we don't have like professional like filming gear and stuff, but it was really cool to see how everyone like has these crazy setups and stuff to put their phones on.
We went forward with making Man of La Mancha as a virtual product.
I think that doing this virtually like we're doing, it's helping me improve my skills in more ways than usually theater does.
It also taught me a lot more about filming, which I knew nothing about.
There's some kind of theater going on. I want to be a part of it no matter what.
Everyone here really is a family, and I didn't want to leave that, like, especially now.
I think it just makes me love what I do even more, and makes me appreciate the people in this program even more.
And to have theater to help me know that there's some light at the end of the tunnel, it's been huge for me, and it's really helped me grow as a person.
I feel like we have changed the way that stories can be told. We have changed the way that we can create a musical together. We have changed education, and we did it. What you will see here tonight is a musical like you've never seen before. Not only have these students created a musical in their bedrooms and basements, but they have brought in as many technical elements and collaborated with designers and assistants and crew members like never seen before. We have brought in musical elements. We have sung our songs, done our dances, done our acting, and all of it has been done independently and yet collaboratively. We hope that you enjoy our version of Man of La Mancha. It is certainly not what you expected, but what we hope is that something that you will enjoy, and as a celebration of our community and our dedication to the arts. Please enjoy Anderson High School's Man of La Mancha.
Captain?
Anything wrong? The accommodations.
No, they all seem quite interesting.
The cells are below. This is the, common room for those who wait.
How long do they wait?
Some an hour. Some a lifetime.
Do they all await the Inquisition?
No. These are merely thieves. Murderers. If you need anything, just shout. If you're able.
What did he mean by that?
Calm yourself. There is a remedy for everything but death.
That may very well be the one we need.
Gentlemen, ladies, I regret being thrust upon you in this manner, and I hope you will not find my company objectionable. In any case, I trust I will not be among you long. The Inquisition... Ah!
Master!
Enough! Enough! Noise, trouble, fights. Kill each other if you must, but for God's sake do it quietly. Who are you? Eh? Speak up.
Cervantes. Don Miguel de Cervantes.
A gentleman.
It has never saved me from going to bed hungry.
And that?
My servant. May I have the honor?
They call me the governor. What's your game?
My game?
Your specialty, man. Cut purse? Highwayman?
Nothing so interesting. I'm a poet.
Ah, they're putting men in prison for that.
No, not for that.
Too bad.
Well, let's get on with the trial.
Excuse me, what trial?
Yours, of course.
But, what crime have I committed?
We'll find something.
You don't seem to understand. I'll only be here for...
My dear sir, no one enters or leaves this prison without being tried by his fellow prisoners.
And if I'm found guilty?
Oh, you will be.
What sort of sentence?
We generally fine a prisoner all of his possessions.
All of them?
It's not practical to take more.
One moment. These things are my livelihood.
I thought you said you were a poet.
Of the theater.
False.
Costumes and properties. You see, actually I am a playwright and an actor. So of course these poor things could not be of any use to... No, not that! Please! Not that!
Heavy. Valuable?
Only to me.
We might let you ransom it.
I have no money.
How unfortunate. Paper.
Manuscript.
Still worthless.
Oh, wait! You spoke of a trial. By your own word, I must be given a trial.
Oh, very well. I hereby declare this court is in session. Now then, what are you here for?
I am to appear before the Inquisition.
Heresy?
Not exactly. You see, I had been employed by the government as a tax collector.
Poet? Actor? Tax collector?
A small thing to keep us from starvation.
How does a tax collector get in trouble with the Inquisition?
I made an assessment of the Monastery de la Merced. When they refused to pay, I issued a lien of property.
You did what?
He foreclosed on a church.
But why are you here?
Somebody had to tack the notice on the church door.
These two have empty rooms in their heads.
The law says treat everyone equally. We only follow the law.
Governor, if you do not mind, I should like to prosecute this case.
Why?
Let us say I dislike stupidity, especially when it masquerades as virtue. Miguel de Cervantes, I charge you with being a bad poet, an honest man, and an idealist. How plead you?
Guilty.
Bravo! It is the judgment of this court.
Oh, wait, Your Excellency! What about my defense?
But you just pleaded guilty.
Since I had admitted guilt, isn't the court supposed to hear me out?
For what purpose?
Well, the jury may choose to be lenient.
He is trying to gain time.
Do you have a scarcity of that?
Any urgent appointments?
No. It is true. I am guilty of these claims. An idealist? Well, I've never had the confidence to believe in nothing. A bad poet? That one comes a bit more painfully. But still.
Let's hear your defense.
Your Excellency, if I may, I'd like to represent this case in the best way I know how. In the form of a charade.
Charade?
At worst, it may beguile your time. And if any of you should wish to join in...
Governor, I should like to protest.
No. Let's hear him out.
Then may I set the stage? I shall impersonate a man. Come, step into my imagination and see him. His name, Alonzo Quijana. A country squire, no longer young. Bony, hollow-faced, eyes that burn with the fire of inner vision. Being retired, he has a lot of time for books. He reads day to night, and often through the night as well. And all that he reads oppresses him, fills him with indignation of man's murderous way towards man. He broods and broods and broods until suddenly, from all the brooding, his brain dries up. He lays down the melancholy burden of sanity and conceives the most peculiar project ever imagined. To become a dauntless knight and sally forth into the world to right all wrongs. No longer shall he be plain Alonzo Quijana, but a dauntless knight known as Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Hear me now, O thou bleak and unbearable world, thou art base and debauched as can be. And tonight with his banners all bravely unfurled, now hurls down his gauntlet to thee. I am Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, my destiny calls and I go.
Well, Sancho, how dost thou like adventuring?
Oh, marvelous, your grace. But it's peculiar. This great road to glory looks eerily similar to the road to El Toboso, where you can buy chickens cheap.
Well, like beauty, my friend, 'tis all in the eyes of the beholder. Just wait, and thou shalt see amazing sights.
Like what?
Why, knights and nations, warlocks, wizards, cavalcade of vast, unending armies.
They sound dangerous.
They are dangerous, but one there'll be who will lead them, and he will be the most dangerous of all.
Well, who is he? Who?
The great enchanter. Oh, beware him, Sancho. His thoughts are cold and his spirits shriveled. He has eyes like little machines, and where he walks, the earth is blighted. But one day we will meet, face to face, and on...
Well, I wouldn't get upset, your grace. As I always say, have patience and shuffle the cards.
Do you never run out of proverbs?
No, your grace. I was born with a belly full of them.
Aha!
What is it?
How long since we sallied forth?
About 2 minutes.
Oh, so soon shall I engage in brave, unequal combat.
Combat? Where?
Canst not see? A monster of infamous repute.
Where?
There. It's the ogre. The dreaded ogre Matagoger. You can tell it is him by the 4 arms whirling on his back.
It's a windmill.
Ho, feckless giant! Avast!
No, your grace! I swear by my wife's little black mustache! That's not a giant! It's only a... Didn't I tell ya? Didn't I say, your grace? That's a windmill!
The work of my enemy.
The enchanter?
Yes. At the last moment he turned that ogre into a windmill. Sancho! Sancho, it comes to me!
What, your grace?
How he was able to upset me so easily. It's because I've never been properly dubbed a knight.
Oh, that's no problem. Just tell me how it's done and I'll be glad to attend to it.
Oh, thank you, my friend. But it can only be done by another knight.
That's a problem. I've never seen another knight.
The lord of some castle will do. Or a duke, or even a king.
Very well, your grace. I'll keep an eye out for any kings or dukes as we go. Your grace does know where we're going, right?
Wherever the road may lead. Aha!
Now what?
The very place!
Where?
There!
If your grace would just give me a hint.
A castle. Rock-bound amidst the crags.
Crags?
And the banners. Oh, the brave banners flaunting in the wind!
Anything on them?
I see a cat, crouching on a field of tawny, with the inscription... Meow. Obviously the insignia of some great lord.
Oh, that's fine, your grace. Maybe this is where you can get yourself dubbed.
Dubbed? Quick! Blow the bugle, so that a dwarf may mount the battlements and come announce our arrival.
I do see something. Maybe it's an inn.
An inn?
We'd better pass it by, your grace. You know these places are full of rough men and women.
Come. We will sally forth unto the drawbridge of yon castle, and there thy vision might improve.
And here is an example of how to the untrained eye one thing can seem to be another. To Sancho, an inn. To Quixote, a castle. To someone else, whatever his mind may make of it. But for the sake of the argument, let us grant Sancho his vision. An inn. A kindly innkeeper. His less kindly wife. Rough men, muleteers, 15 miles on the road today. And, in most particular, a woman called Aldonza.
Food! Wine! Aldonza! Food! Wine! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza!
Aldonza!
You want it on the table or over your lousy heads? There, swine. Feed.
Hey, I brought you something.
Keep it till it grows up. Little dogs have big ideas.
Tonight?
Payment in advance?
Aldonza, sweetheart, come here.
Don't talk with your mouth full, it's disgusting.
I've got a nice thick bed of hay in the stable.
Eat it.
You would refuse Pedro?
Try me.
My mules are not this stubborn.
Fine. Make love to your mules.
I come for love! I come for love! I come to Aldonza for love!
One pair of arms is like another. I don't know why or who's to blame. I'll go with you or with your brother. It's all the same. It's all the same. This I have learned, that when the lights out, no man will burn with special flame. You'll prove to me before the night's out. You're all the same. You're all the same. So do not talk to me of love. I'm not a fool with starry eyes. Just put your money in my hand, and you will get what money buys. One pair of arms is like another. I don't know why or who's to blame. I'll go with you or with your brother. It's all the same. It's all the same. Oh, I have seen too many beds, but I have known too little rest, and I have loved too many men with hatred burning in my breast. I do not like you or your brother. I do not like the life I live, but I am me. I am Aldonza, and what I give, I choose. One pair of arms is like another. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Aldonza!
Payment before delivery?
She won't deliver.
Oh, she'll deliver.
Well, gentlemen, everything in order?
Did you feed the mules?
They're eating as well as you.
Oh, God forbid.
He jokes. It's well known I set the finest table between Madrid and Malaga. My patrons have always...
What in the name of...
It's the pig butcher. I didn't expect him till tomorrow. Coming, Senor Butcher, coming.
Is the lord of this castle at hand? I say, is the Castellano here?
I am in charge of this place.
Oh, we waited, sire, for a dwarf to mount the battlements and announce our arrival, but none came.
The dwarfs are all busy.
Noble lords and ladies, my master, Don Quixote, knight-errant of La Mancha, defender of the right and pursuer of lofty undertakings, now implores the boon of hospitality.
Well, sir, is it granted?
Absolutely. This castle is open to everybody.
He's a madman.
Madmen are the children of God. Sire Knight, you must be hungry.
Aye, that I am.
There's food aplenty, and for your squire, too. I'll just help him to stable your animals.
Gentle knights, fair chatelaine, if there be any among you that require assistance, you have but to speak, and my good right arm is at your service. Whether it be an army besieged and awaiting rescue, or a princess held for ransom, or merely... Dear God, it is she! Sweet lady, fair virgin! I dare not gaze upon thy countenance, lest I be blinded by beauty. But please, speak once thy name.
Aldonza.
Oh, my lady jests.
Aldonza.
The name of a kitchen scullion, or mayhaps my lady serving maid?
I told you my name. Now get out of my way.
Did my lady think to put me to the test? Oh, sweet sovereign of my captive heart, I shall not fail thee, for I know.
I have dreamed thee too long, never seen thee or touched thee, but known thee with all of my heart. Half a prayer, half a song, thou hast always been with me, though we have been always apart. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I see heaven when I see thee, Dulcinea, and thy name is like a prayer in angel whispers, Dulcinea, Dulcinea. If I reach out to thee, do not tremble and shrink from the touch of my hand on thy head. Let my fingers but see thou art warm and alive, and no phantom to fade in the air. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I have sought thee, sung thee, dreamed thee, Dulcinea. Now I've found thee, and the world shall know thy glory, Dulcinea, Dulcinea.
Come along, Signor Knight. I'll show you to your quarters.
Ay, Dulcinea.
Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I see heaven when I see thee, Dulcinea, and thy name is like a prayer an angel whispers, Dulcinea, 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 Dulcinea. he sung, he dreamed, he Dulcinea. Now I found thee, and the world shall know thy glory. Dulcinea, Dulcinea.
Governor, if you don't mind, this man proposed to offer a defense.
But this is my defense.
Oh, the most curious that I have ever heard.
But if it entertains...
The word is divert. And I'm pretty sure your purpose is to divert us from ours.
Precisely. Now may I get on with it?
Continue your defense.
Imagine now the family our brave knight left behind. Not the lords and ladies and retainers of Don Quixote de la Mancha, but the simple womenfolk of a country squire known as Alonso Quijana. Imagine their shock as news of their master's madness reaches them. To his niece, Antonia, who is worried about its effect on her forthcoming marriage. To his housekeeper of many years, who is worried about even darker matters. To the local padre, who has known Alonso all his life. And shortly, there will enter a character whose philosophy, I think, will appeal enormously to you. Alonso's niece and his housekeeper hurry to the neighborhood church. Anguished by this terrible situation and not unaware of what the neighbors may think, they seek help and advice from the padre. But in spite of the trouble which the squire's madness may bring down upon her head, you may be sure she is only thinking of him.
I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. Whatever I may do or say, I'm only thinking of him. In my body, it's well known, there is not one selfish bone. I'm only thinking and worrying about him. I've been told he's chasing dragons, and I fear it may be true. If my group should hear about it, heaven knows what he will do. Oh, I dearly love my uncle, but for what he's done to me, I would like to take and lock him up and throw away the key. But if I do, there is one thing that I swear will still be true. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking about him. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. Whatever I may do or say, I'm only thinking of him. In the very heart of me, there is Christian charity. I'm only thinking and worrying about him. Oh, I think he's been too lonely, living years without a spouse. So when he returns, I fear I may have trouble in the house. For they say he seeks a lady who his own true love shall be. God forbids that in his madness he should ever think it's me. If he should try, I'll surely die, and I will grimly guard my honor as I cry. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking about him.
And now on the scene appears a man of breeding, intelligence, logic. He is Antonia's fiancé, Dr. Sanson Carrasco, Bachelor of Science, graduate of the University of Salamanca. A man who carries his own self-importance as though afraid of breaking it.
This is an absolute outrage.
I have forgotten that family issues tend to get out of hand. With so much at stake in this game, let's rearrange the pieces. The queen, clever. The castle, formidable. The bishop, charmingly diagonal. And now, the problem of the night.
Sanson.
Have you heard? On my way, I was informed by at least 10 people. My dear, your uncle has become the laughingstock of the neighborhood. Padre, what do you know of this?
Only that the good Signor Quijana has been carried away by his imagination.
Signor Quijana has lost his mind and suffers from delusion.
Is there a difference?
Exactitude of meaning. I beg not remind you, Padre, that I am a doctor.
Please, do not argue. We must do something about him.
I'm a little more concerned about us.
What do you mean, us?
Our marriage, my dear. There's a certain embarrassment to having a madman in the family. In the eyes of others.
Oh, come, doctor.
I do not relish claiming a lunatic as uncle!
The innocent must pay for the sins of the guilty.
Guilty of what? A gentle delusion.
Gentle? How would we know it's gentle? By this time, who knows what violence he has caused? He was armed?
With sword and lance.
Sanson, I had hoped for so much for us. For you. Really, everything was to be for you. My uncle's house, his lands.
She's right, doctor. One day, all of this would be yours. After all, if one is to serve science, one must have the means.
Are you a priest or a pawnbroker?
No, what I mean was, consider the challenge.
Challenge?
Think what cleverness it would take to wean this man from his madness, to sway him from his course and persuade him to return home.
This is a challenge.
Impossible.
How far can he be?
No more than a day's journey.
Get ready, Padre. We shall go after him.
But as we go, there is one thing that I want the world to know.
I feel with pain that once again we will now hear a very often heard refrain.
I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. No matter what I do or say, I'm only thinking of him. In my body, it's well known, there is not one selfish bone.
He's
only thinking of him.
Let us now return to the inn, to the kitchen of the inn. Now then, as everybody knows, it is imperative that a knight shall have a lady. For a knight without a lady is like a body without a soul. To whom would he dedicate his conquests? What vision sustains him when he sallies forth to do battle with ogres and with giants? Don Quixote, having discovered his lady, sends his faithful squire to her with a missive.
Missive? What's a missive?
It's a sort of a letter.
Well, let me see it. I can't read.
Neither can I. But my master, foreseeing such a possibility, recited it to me so I could commit it to heart.
And what made him think I couldn't read?
Well, he says that noble women are generally busy with their needlework.
Needlework?
He's embroidering banners for their knights. He says they have no time to study.
What's it say?
Most lovely sovereign and highborn lady, thy vassal knight feigns for thy favor. O fairest of the fair, purest of the pure, incomparable Dulcinea.
That again. My name is Aldonza.
My master calls you Dulcinea.
Why?
I don't know. But it's better not to ask questions, because knights have their own language for everything, and it only gets you into trouble. I beg thee, grant that I may kiss the nethermost hem of thy garment.
Kiss my witch?
If you keep interrupting, the whole thing will be gone out of my head.
Well, what does he want?
I'm getting to it. And send to me a token of thy fair esteem, that I may carry as my standard into battle.
What kind of a token?
He says it's generally a silken scarf.
Your master's a crack brain.
Oh no!
Oh yes!
Well, they say one madman makes 100 and love makes 1,000.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, you're crazy too. Well, what are you waiting for?
The token?
I'll give him a token. Here.
My lady!
Don't you my lady me too, or I'll crack you like an egg. Wait a minute. Come here. Come here. Why do you follow him?
Oh, that's easy to explain. It's because...
Why?
I like him. I really like him. Tear out my fingernails one by one. I like him. I don't have a very good reason. Since I've been with him, cuckoo nuts have been in season. But there's nothing I can do. Chop me up for onion stew. Still I'll yell to the sky, though I can't tell you why. That I like him.
But what do you get out of it?
What do I get? Honey, already I've gotten.
You've got nothing! Why do you do it?
I like him. I really like him. Tear out my fingernails one by one. I like him. I don't have a very good reason. Since I've been with him, cuckoo nuts have been in season. But there's nothing I can do. Chop me up for onion stew. Still I'll yell to the sky, though I can't tell you why. That I like him.
But what do you get out of it?
What do I get? Honey, already I've gotten.
You've got nothing! Why do you do it?
I like him. I really like him. Pluck me naked as a scarlet chicken. I like him. But don't ask me for why or wherefore. 'Cause I don't have a single good because or therefore. You can barbecue my nose, make a giblet of my toes.
Make me freeze, make me fry, make me sigh, make me cry. Still I'll yell up to the sky, though I can't tell you why. That I like it.
Hey there, old hack, little burrow. Here's something to warm your heart and cover your bones. There you are. Eat. What's the matter? Not good enough? Just like people. You always want what the other one's got. It's the same as I get, maybe better. Fine pair. Just as crazy as your master. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. You've got no choice. Do as you're told. But who can figure him out?
Why does he do the things he does? Why does he do these things? Why does he march through that dream that he's in, covered with glory and rusty tin? Why does he live in a world that can be? And what does he want of me? What does he want of me? Why does he say the things he says? Why does he say these things? Sweet Dulcinea and missive and such, never must hem of thy garment I touch. No one can be what he wants me to be. Oh, what does he want of me? What does he want of me? Doesn't he know he'll be laughed at wherever he'll go? And why I'm not laughing myself, I don't know. Why does he want the things he wants? Why does he want these things? Why does he batter at walls that won't break? Why does he give when it's natural to take? Where does he see all the good he can see? And what does he want of me? What does he want of me?
Little bird in the cinnamon tree. Little bird, do you sing for me? Do you bring me word of what I know? Little bird, I love her so. Little bird, I
look of your little bird.
Here. What's this?
Give it back!
It's a letter.
That's how stupid you are. It's a missive.
A missive? Who reads?
Son of whores!
Most lovely sovereign and highborn lady. It's from her knight. It's a love letter.
It's a stupid joke.
Then why so hot about it? Has he touched your heart?
Nobody touches my heart.
All those fine words.
Fine words. He's a man, isn't he? All right. He wants what every other man wants.
Aldonza.
Later, when I'm finished in the kitchen.
Ah, miss, may we see a man who calls himself Don Quixote?
Senor Quixote told me that he wouldn't like to be bothered right now, but I'll go check anyway.
I shall confess, I know not what to say to him.
In that case, leave it to me.
He may not even know us.
I am prepared for the contingency. Should he fail to recognize us...
Who is it that crieth the help of Don Quixote de la Mancha? Is there a castle beleaguered by giants? A king who lies under enchantment? Or an army besieged and awaiting rescue? Why, what is this? My friends!
You know us.
Should a man not know his own friends, Dr. Carrasco? Oh, Padre Perez!
Signor Kiana.
I should prefer that you address me properly. I am Don Quixote, knight-errant of La Mancha.
Senor Quijana.
Don Quixote.
There are no giants, no kings under enchantments, no chivalry, no knights. There have not been knights for hundreds of years.
So clever, yet so misinformed.
These are facts!
Facts are the enemies of truth.
Your Grace.
Well, what is it? Did she receive thee? And the token? What of the token? Gossamer! Forgive me. I am overcome.
It's from his lady.
So there's a woman.
A lady! The Lady Dulcinea. Her beauty is more than perfect. Her quality? Perfection. She is the very meaning of woman, and every meaning that woman has to a man.
To each his Dulcinea.
Oh, I am a little barber and I go my merry way. With my razor and my leeches, I can always earn my pay. Though your skin be smooth,
Someone approaches!
you will need me soon.
Just an ordinary traveler.
But see what she wears upon her head! Get thee to a place of hiding, Sancho!
Oh dear!
If I slip when I am shaving and I cut you to the quick, you can use me as a doctor, 'cause I also heal the sick.
By the beard of Saint Anthony, I could swear I see before me a knight in full armor. That's ridiculous. There aren't any knights.
Ah!
Well, I was wrong. Forgive me, your worship. I thought I'd been touched by the sun.
Thou wilt be touched by far worse if thou dost not speedily hand over that golden helmet.
Golden helmet? Oh, but this is but a shaving basin.
Shaving basin!
I must say, Your Grace, it does look like a shaving basin.
Yes, you see, I'm a barber. A barber? I plied my trade from village to village, and I was wearing this on my head to ward off the rays of the sun, when your high ship made the mistake of...
Silence! Know what that really is? 'Tis the golden helmet of Mombrino. When worn by one of a noble heart, it renders him invulnerable to all wounds. Misbegotten knave, where didst thou steal it?
I didn't steal it.
Hand it over!
But it cost me half a crown.
Hand it over or I shall!
It is worth half a crown.
Fool!
Thou golden helmet of Mombrino, with so illustrious a past, too long hast thou been lost to glory, thou'rt rediscovered now at last. Golden helmet of Mombrino, there can be no hat like thee. Here and I now, ere I die now, will make golden his story.
I can hear the cuckoo singing in the cuckoo-berry tree.
If he says that that's a helmet, I suggest that you agree.
But he'll find it is not gold and will not make him bold and brave.
Well, at least he'll find it useful if he ever needs a shave.
Thou golden helmet of Mombrino, thy deeds the world will not forget. Now Don Quixote de la Mancha will bring thee greater glory yet. Golden helmet of Mombrino, there can be hat like thee. Here and I now, and I die now, will make golden his
Your friends have departed?
Sir Castellano,
Here, what's this?
I would make a confession.
To me?
I admit, I have never been properly dubbed a knight.
Oh, that's bad.
And yet, I am well qualified, my lord. I am brave, courteous, bold, affable.
Yes, that's the list.
Therefore, I would beg a boon of thee.
Anything. Within reason.
Tonight, I shall hold vigil in your chapel. Then at dawn, receive from you the noble stroke of knighthood.
There's one difficulty. No chapel.
What?
That is, it's being repaired. But if you wouldn't mind holding your vigil someplace else?
Well, here, in the courtyard. Under the stars.
Fine. Tomorrow at sunrise, I will dub you a knight.
Oh, I thank thee!
Now will you have some supper?
Supper? Before a vigil? Oh, no, my lord. Tonight I must fast and compose my spirit.
There is either the wisest madman or the maddest wise man in the world.
He is mad.
Well, in any case, we have failed.
Not necessarily. No, we found the sickness. Now, to find the cure.
The cure. May it be not worse than the disease. There is either the wisest madman or the maddest wise man in the world.
He is mad.
Well, in any case, we have failed.
Not necessarily. No, we found the sickness. Now, to find the cure.
The cure. May it be not worse than the disease.
To each his Dulcinea, that he alone can name. To each a secret hiding place, where he can find the haunting face, to light his secret flame. And with his Dulcinea beside him so to stand, a man can do quite anything, outfly the bird upon the wing, hold moonlight in his hand. Yet if you build your life on dreams, it's prudent to recall a man with moonlight in his hands has nothing there at all. There is no Dulcinea, she's made of flame and air. But oh, how lovely life would seem if every man could weave a dream to keep him from despair. To each his Dulcinea, though she's not but flame and
Now, I must consider how the sages of the future will describe this historic night. Long after the sun had retired to his couch, darkening the gates and balconies of La Mancha, Don Quixote, with measured tread and lofty expression, held vigil in the courtyard of a mighty castle. Oh, maker of empty boasts! On this, of all nights, to give way to vanity! Nay, Don Quixote, take a deep breath of life and consider how it should be lived. Call nothing thy own except thy soul. Love not what thou art, but only what thou may become. Look forward always. In last year's nest there are no birds this year. Be just to all men, courteous to all women. Live in the vision of that one whose great deeds are done. Her name is Dulcinea.
Why do you call me by that?
My lady.
Get up from there. Get up! Why do you call me by that name?
Because it is thine.
My name is Aldonza.
I know thee, lady.
My name is Aldonza, and I think you know me not.
All my years I have known thee, thy nobility, thy virtue of spirit.
Take another look.
I have already seen thee in my heart.
Your heart doesn't know much about women.
It knows all, my lady. The woman is a very soul of a man, the radiance that lights his way. A woman is glory.
What do you want of me?
Nothing.
Liar!
I deserve the rebuke. I ask of my lady
Now we get to it.
that I may be able to serve her, that I can hold her in my heart, that I can dedicate my victories to her and call upon her in defeat. And if at last I give my life, I give it in the sacred name of Dulcinea.
I must go. Pedro is waiting. Why do you do these things?
What things?
These ridiculous, the things that you do!
I hope to add some shred of grace to this world.
The world's a dung heap, and we are the maggots that crawl on it.
My lady knows better in her heart.
What's in my heart will get me halfway to hell. And for you, Senor Don Quixote, you're going to take such a beating.
Whether I win or lose does not matter.
Then what does?
Only that I follow the quest.
That for your quest. What does that mean, quest?
It is the mission of all knights. His duty, nay, his privilege.
To fight the unbeatable foe, to bear the unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Just once, would you look at me as I really am?
I see beauty, purity. I see the woman that each man holds in his heart. Dulcinea.
keep me waiting, will you?
I wasn't. I didn't.
My lady, my princess, my little flower. I warn you. Get him.
Oh, I've been killed! Muleteers! To the rescue!
Come on, come all! Don Quixote will vanquish our ace!
Your tricks won't work on me.
Let him be!
Back, whore!
I said, let him be. He's worth 1,000 of you.
You want the same, eh?
Victory!
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 What is this? All this noise. Oh, what dreadful thing.
What glorious thing!
Sir Castiana, I would like to inform you, the good has triumphed.
Your Grace, are you hurt?
No, just a little winded. Small, and of no
Oh, he is hurt.
What is it? The madman? I knew it.
Fetch bandages. Hurry, Maria.
Poor warrior.
Poor lunatic.
Go back to bed, Maria.
I warned you what would happen if...
Go to bed.
He's coming around!
Oh, might I always wake to such a sight?
Don't move.
We routed them.
That bunch will be walking bow-legged for a week.
My lady, it is not seemly to gloat over the fallen.
Let him rot in hell!
Sir, I am a tame and peaceful man. Please, Sir Knight, I don't mean to be inhospitable, but I must ask you to leave as soon as you are able.
I am sorry to have offended the sanctity of your castle, and I will leave with daylight. But first, my lord, I must remind you of your promise.
Promise?
True, it is not yet dawn, but I have held vigil and proven myself in combat. I would beg thee that you dub me a knight.
Oh. Certainly. Let's get it over with.
Would you be so good as to fetch my sword? Lady, you cannot understand how joyful I am that this ceremony takes place in your presence.
Be careful now.
It is a solemn moment that seals my vocation.
Are you ready?
I am.
Very well then. Kneel.
Don Quixote de la Mancha, I hereby dub thee knight.
Your lordship.
What's the matter? Didn't I do it right?
If your lordship could make some mention of the deeds that were performed in order to earn me this honor.
Oh, of course.
Don Quixote de la Mancha, having proved yourself this day in glorious and terrible combat, and by my authority as lord of this castle, I hereby dub thee knight.
Your lordship.
Something else?
It is customary to give a knight a new name. If your lordship could devise one for me.
Hail, Knight of the woeful countenance, Knight of the woeful countenance. Wherever you go, people will know of the glorious deeds of the Knight of the woeful countenance. Farewell and good cheer, oh my brave cavalier, ride onward to glorious strife. I swear when you're gone I'll remember you well for all of the rest of my life. Hail, Knight of the woeful countenance, Knight of the woeful countenance. Wherever you go, face to the foe, they will quail at the sight of the knight of the woeful countenance. O valorous knight, go and fight for the right, and battle all villains that be. But oh, when you do, what will happen to you? Thank God I won't be there to see. Hail, knight of the woeful countenance, knight of the woeful countenance. Wherever you go, people will know of the glorious deeds of the knight of the woeful countenance.
Oh, I thank thee! I thank thee!
Now, Sir Knight, I am going to bed. And I advise you to do the same.
Knight of the woeful countenance!
It's a beautiful name.
Now yet, I owe something to my enemies.
That account has been paid.
Not yet, my lady. Now I must raise them up and administer to their wounds.
What?
Nobility demands!
It does?
Yes, my lady. Therefore, I shall take these. Oh.
No, you won't. I'll take them. I'll minister.
But, my lady,
They were my enemies too.
Oh, blessed one! Oh, blessed one, blessed!
What do you think you're doing?
I'm going to minister to your wounds.
You're going to what?
Nobility demands. Turn over, you poxy goat.
Aldonza.
Aldonza.
Little bird in the cinnamon tree. Little bird, do you sing for me? Do you bring me word of what I know? Little little bird, I love her.
Oh, Sancho. How I do envy my enemies.
Envy?
They knew the healing touch of my lady Dulcinea. Let this be proof to you, Sancho. Nobility triumphs. Virtue always prevails. And in this moment of victory, do I confirm my knighthood. And my oath. For all my life, I do swear.
To dream the impossible dream. To fight the unbeatable foe. To bear with unbearable sorrow. To run where the brave dare not go.
That sound?
The men of the Inquisition.
What does it mean?
They're coming to fetch someone.
They'll haul them off.
Put the question to him.
Next thing he knows, he's burning.
Are they coming for me?
Very possibly. Are you afraid, Cervantes? Where's your courage? Or is that in your imagination too? No escape, Cervantes. This is happening, not to your man of La Mancha, but to you. Quick, Cervantes, call upon him. Let him shield you. Let him save you from that, if he can.
Let's get on with your defense.
If I might just rest for a moment.
This place, La Mancha, what is it like?
An empty place. Great wide plains.
A desert.
A wasteland.
Which apparently grows lunatics.
I would rather say men of illusion.
Much the same. Why are poets so obsessed with madmen?
I guess we have much in common.
They both turn their back on life?
We both select from life what pleases us.
A man must come to terms with life as it is.
My friend, I have lived almost 50 years, and I have seen life as it is. Pain, misery, hunger, cruelty beyond belief. I have been a soldier, and seen my comrades fall in battle, or die more slowly under the lash in Africa. I've held them in their final moments. These were men who saw life as it was, yet they died despairing. No honor, no gallant last words, just confusion in their eyes, whimpering the question, why? I don't think they were asking why they were dying, but why they had lived. when life itself seems lunatic? Who knows where madness lies? Too much sanity may be madness. To seek treasure where there was only trash. Perhaps to be practical is madness. Or, what's the maddest of all, is to see life as it is, and not how it ought to be.
I, Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, destroyer of evil am I. I will march to the sounds of the trumpets of glory, forever to conquer or die!
I don't understand.
What, my friend?
How you're so cheerful. First you find your lady, and then you lose her.
Never lost.
Even though she ran off with those mule drivers?
Oh, undoubtedly with some high purpose.
High purpose with those low characters?
Sancho, Sancho, dost thou eye always see evil in preference to good?
There's no use blaming my eye. It only sees the world. It doesn't make it. Anyway, there's something my eye sees truly enough. Vagabonds, thieves. Let's make a wide track around them, your grace. For they're a scurvy lot. You can't deny that.
There. Thou hast fallen trapped to thy present mind again. Have I not told you that appearances are not reality?
They're not thieves and murderers?
Will never condemn until thou knowest. See, a young innocent approaches. Charming. Utterly charming.
But she's a trollop, and he's only her.
Have done with these foul suspicions. Canst thou understand their language? These are brother and sister, offspring of the good African lord Sidi Ben Mali.
Brother and sister?
Sweet maiden, what wilt thou?
I think I know what she wilt. What's he saying?
Oh, a most grievous tale. The good Sidi Ben Mali has been taken captive. Even now he lies in a durance vile, deep within a dungeon, not 5 leagues from here, while these, his faithful family members and retainers, travel the countryside in hopes of raising a ransom. Observe, Sancho, the quaint customs of these people.
Don't do it!
Here, sweet maiden.
finally clean this up.
I hate cleaning.
Yes, I know. But I hope that something like this doesn't happen again anytime soon.
Don't open the gates. Don't let him in.
It's the pig butcher. Don't you remember we expected him yesterday?
No, don't open. Ah!
Not again. This place is closed.
But...
This castle is out of business.
Thou wouldst deny sanctuary?
I hate to, but...
And to a knight, dubbed by thy own hand.
It doesn't seem right.
Not by any rule of chivalry.
More muleteers?
Vagabonds. Thieves. They stole our money.
Have done, Sancho.
They stole our animals.
Must thou harp on it?
They stole everything we had!
Why don't you declare a truce?
And allow wickedness to flourish?
I'm afraid wickedness wears a thick armor.
Lies. Madness and lies.
Aldonza, what happened?
Ask him.
Maria!
You want to know the worst crime of all? Being born. For that you get punished your whole life! Get yourself to a madhouse. Rave about nobility where no one can hear you. I am not your lady. I am not any kind of a lady.
I was spawned in a ditch by a mother who left me there, naked and cold and too hungry to cry. I never blamed her, I'm sure she left hoping that I'd have the good sense to die. Then of course there's my father. I'm told that young ladies can point to their fathers with maidenly pride. Mine was some regiment here for an hour. I can't even tell you which side. So of course I became, as befitted my delicate birth, the most casual bride of the murdering scum of the earth.
And still he torments me. How should I be a lady?
For a lady has modest and maidenly airs, and a virtue I somehow suspect that I lack. It's hard to remember these maidenly airs in a stable laid flat on your back. Won't you look at me, God, won't you look at me? Look at the kitchen slut reeking with sweat, born on a dung heap to die on a dung heap, a strumpet men use and forget. If you feel that you see me not quite at my virginal best, cross my palm with a coin, and I'll willingly show you the rest.
Take the clouds from your eyes and see me as I really am.
You have shown me the sky, but what good is the sky to a creature who never do better than crawl? Of all the cruel bastards who badgered and battered me, you are the cruelest of all. Can't you see what your gentle insanities do to me? Rob me of anger and give me despair. Blows and abuse I can take and give back again. Tenderness I cannot bear. So please torture me now with your sweet Dulcineas no more. I am no one, I'm nothing. I am only Aldonza, the whore.
Master! Is there one here who calls himself Don Quixote de la Mancha? If there is, and he is not afraid to look upon me, let him come forth.
I am Don Quixote de la Mancha, Knight of the Woeful Countenance.
Now hear me, thou charlatan. Thou art no knight, but a foolish pretender. With childish pretense, your beliefs are worth dirt.
Oh, false knight, discourteous. Before I chastise thee, tell me thy name.
Thou shalt hear it in due course.
Then tell me why thou seekest me out.
Thou called me out, Don Quixote. Thou reviled me and threatened.
The enchanter. Behold at thy feet the gauge of battle.
Master, no!
On what terms do we fight?
Choose thine own.
Very well. If thou art beaten, thy freedom is forfeit and your choices are mine. And thy conditions?
If thou art still alive, thou wilt beg for mercy at the hands of my lady Dulcinea.
And where shall I find this lady?
There she stands.
Ha! That lady is an alley cat!
Monster! Defend thyself!
Wait, Don Quixote de la Mancha. You asked for thy name. And it is the Knight of Mirrors!
No!
Look, Don Quixote! Look in the mirror of reality and behold things as they truly are. What dost thou see, Don Quixote? Gallant knight? Not but an aging fool! Look, dost thou see him? A madman dressed as a masquerade! Look, Don Quixote! See him as he truly is! See the clown! Drown! Drown, Don Quixote, drown! Drown in the mirror, go deep, deep! The masquerade is ended! Confess! Thy lady is a trope, and thy dream is a nightmare of the disordered mind!
I am Don Quixote of La Mancha, and my lady, the lady Dulcinea, my lady, my lady.
It is done!
It's Dr. Carrasco! It's only Sancho Carrasco!
Forgive me, Senor Quijana. It was the only way.
Cervantes! Cervantes! Prepare to be summoned.
By whom?
The judge of the Inquisition.
Captain, how soon?
Soon.
But not yet. Good. You'll have more time to finish the story.
But the story's finished.
What?
That's as far as I know it.
I don't think I like the ending.
Boo!
Finish the story.
Yeah.
I don't think the jury likes it either.
Boo!
Miguel de Cervantes, you have failed. It is the judgment of this court that...
Wait!
For what?
Give me some more time.
Oh, I'll grant it. But the Inquisition...
Just a few moments to improvise.
Can you do nothing?
I'm afraid there will be more need of my services than his. Where is he, I wonder? In what dark cavern of the mind?
According to a recent theory...
Please, Doctor.
Don't you think I did right?
Yes, there's the contradiction.
You again.
Tell him to go away.
Yes, we've tried it all.
Your Reverence, could I talk to him?
I'm afraid he can't hear you.
Well then, I won't say much.
And no mention of knight errantry.
Of course not. Does one speak of the rope in the house of the hanged? Oh, excuse me, Your Grace.
Your Grace.
My friend.
Did Your Grace say something?
A fat little bag stuffed with proverbs.
Oh yes, Your Grace. As I was saying.
Uncle.
Good morning, Padre. Or is it evening?
Alonso.
How do you feel, sir?
Not well, my friends.
Can you speak your name?
Should a man not know his own name?
If you would please say it.
Alonso Quijana. Padre,
Here, beside you.
I should like to make a will.
Of course.
Uncle.
Forgive me, my dear. When I close my eyes, I see a pale horse, and he beckons me. Mount.
No, Uncle, you will get well.
Why should a man get well when he is dying? That would be a waste of good health. Come closer, my friends. In my illness, I dreamed the most bizarre things. In these dreams, I dreamt I was... Nay, I mustn't say lest you think me mad.
Put them from your mind.
They are gone, my dear. Nor do I know what they meant. Padre?
Speak, and I shall write.
I, Alonso Quijana, with one foot in the stirrup and the agony of death already upon me,
Don't admit anyone.
do hereby make the following disposition of my estate.
You cannot! I say you cannot!
The bulk of it I leave to my niece,
Sansone.
Antonia Quijana,
Get out of my way, you
not
hag.
including some personal bequests, which are as following.
It's the slut from the inn.
I tried to stop her. She threatened to...
Tear your eyes out.
Get out of here.
And if you touch me again, by God.
Get out of here.
Not before I see him.
Go quietly, or I'll...
Let be!
Senor Quijana.
In my house, there will be courtesy. Come closer, girl. Well then, what is it you want?
Don't you know me?
Should I?
I am Aldonza.
I'm sorry, I don't know anyone by that name.
He knows.
Please, my lord.
Why do you say, my lord? I am not a lord.
But you are my lord, Don Quixote.
Don Quixote? Forgive me, I have been ill. I have been confused by shadows. It is true that I may have known you once, but I do not remember.
Please, try to remember.
Is it so important?
Everything. My whole life. You spoke to me and everything was different.
I spoke to you?
And you looked at me. And you called me by another name.
Dulcinea, Dulcinea, once you found a girl and called her Dulcinea. When you spoke the name, an angel seemed to whisper, Dulcinea, 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 won't you please bring back the dream of Dulcinea? Won't you bring me back the bright and shining glory of Dulcinea?
To dream. The impossible dream. But they're your own words. To fight. The unbeatable foe. Don't you remember? To bear with unbearable sorrow. You must remember. To run where the brave dare not go.
To right the unrightable wrong. To love pure and chaste from afar.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
To try when your arms are too weary. To reach the unreachable star.
Thank you, my lord.
But this is not seemly, my lady. On thy knees to me?
Oh, but my lord, you are not well.
Not well. What is sickness to the body of a knight-errant? What matter wounds? For each time he falls, he shall get up again. And woe to the wicked! Sancho!
Here, your grace!
My sword!
Oh, the trumpets of glory now call me to ride. Yes, the trumpets are calling to me. And wherever I ride, ever staunch at my side, my squire and my lady shall be. I Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls and I go. And the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, oh, whithersoever. Master! Whithersoever they blow. Onward to glory, aye!
He is dead. My master is dead.
A man died. He seemed a good man, but I did not know him.
But
Don Quixote is not dead. Believe, Sancho. Believe.
Aldonza.
My name is Dulcinea.
Under authority of the Holy Office of the Inquisition, by reason of certain offenses committed against His Majesty's most Catholic Church, the following is summoned to give answer and submit his person for purification, if it be so ordered. Don Miguel de Cervantes.
How popular and offended I am! Summoned by one court before I'm quite finished with another. Well, how says the jury?
I think I know what this contains. The history of your mad knight. Played as well there as you did here, and you may not burn.
I have no intention of burning. Shall we go, old friend? Courage!
Cervantes. I think Don Quixote is brother to Don Miguel.
Then God help us. We are both men of La Mancha.
Too far.